Alright, I'm going to start the video by saying call on Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Bukakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. And shalom to you brothers that are preaching and teaching to the worldwide. And I want to say shalom to the hopeful lit. And brother Kaya come back with another lesson through the spirit power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua. Yeah, today's lesson is just dealing with prophecy. So yeah. So you got the whole world right now, they're gearing up. Been having their Super Bowl parties. You know, everybody's trying to figure out Taylor Swift, she's going to Tokyo and how she going to fly back to basically be available at the Super Bowl. But guess what? Prophecy is still taking place. So here it is. You can get caught up in what's going on around the world. But hey, at the end of the day, the prophecies of the Lord are taking place every single day. It's being watchmen for Yahweh Shemashah. Like we gotta stay upon our watch at the end of the day. Now, does that mean you can't, watch the game? No, it doesn't mean that. But at the end of the day, prophecies, the prophecies of the Lord should be first and foremost. So right here, the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, I was standing upon my watch. And when you stand upon your watch, what are you supposed to be watching for? Seeing on what's going around, the different world events, different, things that's leading up to World War III. Because we understand during the time frame of World War III, that's when the Lord is coming back. During that time frame, here it is. I seen on Tubi, they got, the documentary dealing with those three pilots from, I think the Navy, speaking about the chariots of the Lord. They got a documentary on it. So hey, even though they call them unidentified phenomenal UAPs, they are identified. We can go into scriptures and prove what they saying, what they can't identify. We through the Spirit, we know that those are the chariots of the Lord, chariots of Israel. So right here, I was standing upon my watch. It set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord and Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision. So when going to vision, those are the prophecies of the Lord. So the prophets, they wrote down the visions that they saw in a dream or however they had, or maybe they was in the trance, but they wrote down the prophecies. And what else? And make it plain upon the table. Now our job is to do what? Break them down. Because during that time frame, they didn't know what it meant. For instance, they didn't know what RFID chip is, the mark of the beast. Going to John the Revelator. So their job was to write them down. And our job is to interpret what they wrote down. Just like we understand when we're talking about the missiles was shot from one end of the earth, roughly paraphrasing. It's like not missiles. When it said the arrow was shot from one end of the earth, we know that's not talking about an actual arrow. Because you can't sit up here, the best archer in the world is the person who got a gold medal in archery. They can't sit up here and shoot in a actual arrow from one end of the earth to the other. They can't stand here. Here I'm in Nashville, and they shoot their bow and arrow to New York City. They can't do that. So we know that's not talking about an actual arrow. We know that's talking about those ICBMs. So our job is to do what? Make it plain upon tables, that he may run and readeth it. For the visions is yet for an appointed time. This is that appointed time for all the prophecies of the Lord to come to pass. As a matter of fact, 1 second. Revelations chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. So we understand that the third is going to those woes is talking about the world wars. But it said the third woe cometh quickly. So we understand that the third world war is coming quickly. How do we know? It's all based upon the prophecies. We understand in order for the third world war to happen, Israelites will have to wake up. You so-called Negroes, Native Americans, Latinos. So we know that the third world war couldn't happen during the 60s, during the 70s. Couldn't happen during that time frame. Why? Because it wasn't time for it. Because when I just read in Habakkuk 2, verse 3, for the visions yet for an appointed time. So the appointed time for World War III wasn't during the Cuban Missile Crisis. The Israelites had to wake up. They had to fulfill Ezekiel 37. So we understand that the vision or the prophecies is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. Right now the prophecies of the Lord are speaking. And not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So we're at the time frame where the prophecies of the Lord aren't tarrying. They're not tarrying. They come to pass. Let's see. I'm going to get this right here. Matthew 24, verse 32. Now learn the parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, you know that summer is nigh. So likewise, ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. What is it talking about? Now learn the parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. So here it is right now. We're in the wintertime, right? And if we go and look at the trees, you don't see any buds on them. It's just straight barren. But during the springtime, you're gonna start seeing, buds on it. And once it's like fully bloomed, basically, you in the springtime, heading towards, the summertime. So this is what. So when you relate that to the actual prophecies, when you see that America and all these other countries are going to the Valley of Jehoshaphat, what is that talking about? It's gearing up for World War III. When we see that the collapse of the American dollar, what else? We see the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. Got the brain chip. What we seeing? Race wars on the rise. What we seeing? Of course, wars and rumors of wars. We seeing all those different things. As a matter of fact, let me see. I'm gonna go up Matthew 24. All right, Matthew 24 verse. I'm gonna jump in at verse 4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. That has happened. A lot of people said there was a Messiah. They deceived many people. What else? And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So we're hearing wars and rumors of wars. And one might say, well, you know what? We've always heard wars and rumors of war. That is true. But how does that correlate with the prophecies? Remember in Habakkuk 2, the visions yet for a point in time. So even though you had the different wars, the Vietnam, Korean War, all those different wars, how did that relate to the prophecies? How did that relate to the end time prophecies? That's what you got to look at. So, as the scriptures say, and you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrow. So right now, all these different things that are taking place, this is just the beginning of sorrows. So yeah, so this is just the beginning stages. Because it's only gonna get, it's only gonna get worse. As a matter of fact, let's jump in here right here. Let's get this. Psalms 91. So right here, Psalms 91, I'm starting from the top. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. So what's the secret place of the Most High? Hey, it's His truth. That's the secret place of the Lord. I will say unto Yahweh, He is my refuge and my fortress, my power, and in Him will I trust. So yes, the Lord is supposed to be your refuge and your fortress. What do you use a fortress for? A fortress serves many purposes. Have you ever watched Game of Thrones? Those castles they had, it served many purposes. They lived there, and guess what? It was to protect them from invaders. So if you live in Yahweh Shema Shai, guess what? You will be protected, and you and the Lord will sustain you. So I'm finna jump in right here. Psalm 91 verse 7. 8,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. So here it is. It says 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Why? Because you're in that fortress. The Lord protecting you. So basically, you're gonna be going through those sorrow time frame, seeing all the different mass deaths happening. But the Lord says it's not gonna come now. It's not gonna come now. It's not gonna come near you. It's not gonna touch you. Because what? You protected. The Lord gonna have a hedge of protection around you during that time frame. During the time frame of Jacob's trouble. During the time frame of World War III. So the Lord's gonna be guiding you and protecting you. Some brothers gonna get the spiritual powers. Because that's written in. How we know? Let's get this. I'll put TINE. Nah. All right, Romans 15 verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So we understand that the prophets, the great men, Yahweh Shema Shai, the Lord gave them spiritual power. So guess what? That was written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So Lord bestowed those great men with with spiritual power to get through different obstacles, hey, Lord gonna do it again. There's no new thing under the sun. No new thing under the sun. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Till next time, shalom and abba ball.